So believe it or not, the Corolla, hang on, is not working, which is a very, very rare thing to say about a Corolla, but it isn't working. And the reason it isn't working is because I've blown a lot of fuses. Well, 2 fuses, I suppose. So it's completely my fault. So why this hasn't ran in about 2 months is completely my fault. I'll show you what's going on. So I got a new battery, but before I got a new battery, I was using the old one. Oh yeah, we got a new cat as well. Bootsy. Anyway, before I got a new battery, I put a jumper pack on this one, and amazingly, this might be news to a lot of you. If you put the wrong little charger clamps on the wrong poles of the battery, it will destroy a lot of fuses. So that's what I did. So I blew first of all I blew this one, the little 15 amp EFI relay or fuse, and then I also blew this, so it's like 100 amp fuse that should live inside there, which is here. This is the replacement one, but it's kind of a little bit brittle, so I need to change that. I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I said I'd put it out there in case anyone else has to take out one of those fuses, because they're slightly different to the norm. So you can see there's actually a bolt that goes through it. So yeah, we'll get into that now in a sec. So essentially, this is your fuse box, and these fellas would live in here if you push them up, which I'm not going to do yet. So what I originally tried to do was just that when I saw that fuse was gone, so that sits here in your fuse board, I just tried pulling that out and then realized there was an awful lot of pressure on it, or resistance on it. So then I kind of went fooling around and disconnected this part of it, and you can see here. So it has a little 10mm bolt on that side, and then on the opposite side, that's an 8mm bolt. So even though I'm not showing you, because it didn't take any video of the removal part, I'll show you putting it back together. So like what happens at the minute is if the battery is connected and I turn the key, there's nothing. I will get lights, but it won't even attempt to crank over because obviously the circuit is broken. You can see in the center of that fuse, that little copper bit was blown in mine, because obviously I put the wrong chargers on the wrong battery terminals, but that's completely my fault. So just in case it ever happens, that fuse went on me, and the 100 amp fuse went as well. And I think the guy that I got this off on, Joe, said he did like a starter motor on this before, or on one of these before, and sometimes if an earth cable touches, say whatever, a bit of metal, it could blow that fuse as well. So that's how you do it. You got to clip that out, take out those 2 bolts, and then out she comes. So let's put it back together. And another thing I have to do is I'm putting a new terminal on my negative for the battery. My one was kind of all rotten away, so I'm going to change that while we're here as well. Right, that's back in. The thing is bolted back into place. I probably should have taken that out to make that easier, but I didn't. You saw there that there's like a black cover that goes on the bottom of this, and then underneath this section there's another little white cover, but they all just kind of clip out. Bit fiddly, but yeah, ignore the rust. Right, so the next job is I need the 2 of these, and I want to do this. So we're going to put on a new terminal, we're going to chuck in the battery, and hopefully then this car will start. So I've done this once before. These actually came with a kit. I'll show you here when I did the battery relocation kit on the start at here. So DZR Wire had sent me out this kit, and it had a couple of spares. So I've kind of got spares of everything. So I have a spare one of these, so I'm going to use it. And hopefully that'll be it. Hello kitten. So let's see. Let's see, did that work?
You're nervous, I'm nervous.
Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened?
So, the last video was about 3 days ago, and the car wouldn't start after we put in that fuse. Couldn't figure it out. Tried everything, checked all the fuses, they were all fine. Disassembled my distributor, checked all that, cleaned all that, that was fine. Checked all the fuses that are in underneath here numerous times. They're all in there, they were all fine. Checked countless diagrams and all that to see what the hell was going on, couldn't figure it out. Decided then this evening just to come out to the shed and have another look, and I was like, you know what, I'll just try and start it again. So it runs. The Corolla fixed itself, which all good Corolla should. So yeah, finally this car is back up and running, and we need to figure out what we're doing with this. I think I have a plan with this. I'm going to tell you all in the next video. So thank you for watching this quick short video. I'll see you soon.